So, we've been giving you content. We've been giving you random new deck profiles that I've never played. And we all know what you really want on this channel. 10 best deck. So what is up, you guys? It is your boy, Cyrus Obsidian, back in the lab. We have been cooking for a really long time trying to figure out what is a good pendulum profile to bring back onto the channel. And you know, without further ado, we're going back to an oldie. We're hitting up the Dracoslayers. So since the ban list, we did get Draco Face Off to 3, but this ain't 2015. We don't need Draco Face Off. So let me show you the new and improved Dracoslayer deck profile after months of cooking. Let's show you what we've been cooking with, what we got, and let's see if we can top today's locals and maybe even go further beyond topping other profiles. So let us swing into action and let us show you that deck profile. All right, so let me show you our new and improved Dracoslayer profile for today. So, I mean, a lot of it's still going to look like very similar to what I've played in the past. We're playing triple Ignis Phoenix, triple Luster, triple Majesty, triple Dynamite, and then just one Master Pendulum. So this is your standard Dracoslayer lineup. You could live without playing the Master Pendulum, but I decided to play it just in case I needed just an extra Dragon Search off of Odd Eyes Evolution. Which, speaking of, we play the triple Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon. Then we accompany it with 2 Performapal Odd Eyes Seers, and then triple Performapal Skullcrobat Joker. So in my theory testing, you know, we're wanting to play a heavy dragon build instead. So playing the triple Skullcrobat gets you into the Revolution. Also gets you an Odd Eye Seer just in case you run out of the Revolutions and you need to cycle them back. Odd Eye Seer is your choice to start cycling them back. So it's the reason why we play that. Also, it's probably the better normal summon over the Magispector Kirin or Bavunku. Sorry. So this is again just testing, so we'll see what happens. And then as for our last 2 pendulums, we play 1 Amorphage Greed and a 1 Amorphage Sloth. So I mean, the Sloth engine really to just stop your opponent from being able to special summon monsters from the extra deck. So in a format where a lot of special summoning from the extra deck happens, play this. The Greed is to prevent your opponent from evenly matching you. So a lot of the times evenly matched is being played in the format. So we play the Greed as long as we control the Sloth. So you can just trigger the Hierarch Sphere, bounce one of your own cards, special out the Sloth. Greed is now live in your scale. So there's that. And then we decided to play hand traps. So we are playing triple Bestial Magnemite, triple Bestial Druis Worm, 1 Bestial Baldrake, triple Ash, and triple Droll and Lockbird. So these are our hand trap lineups. We decided to play the Bestials because Magnemite literally gets you into any of the Dragon Dracoslayers. So Magister gets you into the Revolution, gets you into the Amorphages if you need it later in your combo line. Druis Worm is really good to pop. Bestial Baldrake is also just really good to just kind of stop your opponent mid-turn. So yeah, that's my hand trap lineup. And then Ash and Droll I think are the most like common staple hand traps to be playing at this moment. So we're just going with those 2 for the time being until I can see maybe the reason to swap out Droll for Imperm or another card like that. So, and then our last cards are, we are playing 3 copies of Triple Tax Talent and then the 1 Sky Iris. So in this deck, you really don't need to search out a lot of field spells. Sky Iris is really just the only one you really want to search into, especially when you're going first. Going second, Sky Iris is still really great until you know what you're playing against. Just play the 1 field spell. And then Triple Tax Talent, since hand traps are being played like crazy, you might as well just play the talents to draw, to steal, to rip card. I mean, the card is just so good. As for our extra deck, so a lot hasn't changed, but there are changes. We played just the 1 Dinoster for our fusion monster. For the extra deck, we decided to not play the Odd Eyes Vortex package because the end board typically ends on a very kaiju lava golem board. Whereas if you're playing it with the higher deck sphere end board, you end with spheres and maybe a number 38. So you're ending on a lot less to be broken into. The board is still very Nibiruable. So I mean, there are downsides to the way it plays, but I figured the one Dinosaur is probably just the better. And then as for our synchros, if you are on a budget, I do apologize because we do play Chaos Angel and Baron de Fleur as our 10s. Chaos Angel, since we do play Lights and Darks in the deck, it's just a free summon. Not gonna lie, it is a free synchro monster. And since you use both Light and Dark, you do play 4 synchros in the deck, which the other 2 are the Ignister Prominences. You kind of just protect your synchros, which is really good, especially since you want to abuse the Ignister Prominence. And then Baron, since again you play 6 and 4s, the Bestials, and then the Magister Pegasus, if you summon it off of the Ignis Phoenix, it becomes a tuner. So, or any of the Dracoslayers really, if you special summon it off the Ignis Phoenix, become a tuner. So you've got a free Baron. But if you are not wanting to play these 2 for budget reasons, along with any of the other cards in the main board, you could play, instead of the Chaos Angel, you could play like the Bestial Dispater instead of the Baron. Honestly, Nirvana High Paladin if you're really wanting to play a Synchro 10, but. And then for the talents, you could play the old engine of playing that I used to pilot, which was the Odd Eyes Vortex route, which I think is a little bit more budget friendly. For Exceeds, we just play the Baguska, the Ascending Dracoslayer, and the Hope Harbinger. Really, there's not much to say about that. That's just pretty good common standard line for this. Since you do play rank 4s, might as well play Baguska Pass, right? And then our links, this is where things do change. We play, for link 1, we play a 1 Guard Dragon Pisty. Because we're playing a more dragon-centered route for the higher deck seal, Heavenly Spheres, play that. We do play the 1 Beyond. Then we play a Triple Burst Dragon. This is just 2 monsters except tokens. You usually use Beyond the Pendulum and another monster to go into Triple Burst, and then you already have Pisty, and then you're able to bring back a dragon. And then use these 2 to go into Spheres. And then for our 4s, we play Oppo, Axis Code, and World Sea Dragon Zealantis. In testing, I honestly never went into these. So if you're needing budget options, Axis Code just did World Sword. World Sea Dragon Zealantis and Apolos are pretty cheap as they are. So, but if you're not wanting to play them, you could play other Synchros, other Exceeds, whatever. And then as for the side deck, we do play the 1 Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend just for time reasons, but hopefully we're never going to have to go into time. So that. Then we have triple Nibiru in the side, just in case decks aren't making Nibiru proof boards. Just slap them with the rock, and then you can normal summon Skull for Bat and go Beyond the Pendulum, and boom, there's your combo line. Then we play 1 Guiding Ariadne and 1 Archfiend Eccentric. The Ariadne to search out Solemn Judgments that we do play inside. Eccentric is just really good to be on the break board, like your back row. Then for spells, we play 1 Zombie World, 1 Duster, 1 Necro Valley. I still think these are very good field spells to play. Zombie World kind of just shuts down most of the cyber strategies. And then Necro Valley again shuts out any Graveyard Reliance season decks like the Pirellis, Dragon Link, Stardust. Maybe not the Synchron, but Branded Fusion, like Necro Valley is just really good against more of the decks that abuse the graveyard still. Then for our last, we play triple Evenly, triple Solemn Vision. Just Evenly is just great board breaker judgments. When you need to stop some of your opponent's cards from resolving, you've got the judgments. But yeah, that is it for everything. So let's head over to locals and see how we do with an improved Dracoslayer profile. What is up, you guys? Here we are at locals. Round 2 for me just ended, and there's still like half hour left in time. So going into round 1, played against Marincess, and literally I saw like every Bestial imaginable, and Marincess being water, useless. I still managed to get a win with 2-1, but it was very struggly. That's all I really have to say there about that one. Then round 2, going against Kashtira. Game 1, he sets up the board, and I was like, you know what, I can throw a Bestial at his face with E-Shifter in the grave. I was like, yeah. He attacks me directly, then goes into Zeus. I was like, gotta play smart here. And next card was another Bestial. I'm like, why? Why is it I'm seeing all the Bestials today? So lose game 1. Game 2, I literally see every Bestial. No engine. I see 2 Odd-Eye Seers, 2 Magnumuts, 1 Druid Worm. Draw for turn for Judgment. My next draw was another Judgment. And we just went back and forth, just setting, passing him. And then my next draw was a Druid Worm. I had already Judgmented twice. He just goes Unicorn, and I'm like, yeah, that's game. It's like, I got nothing. So I can see why Bestial Lubellion is a better option, that way you can mitigate on having less of those Bestial bad draws. So maybe I will have to make the investment, but we'll see, I guess. That's round 2. We still got like a lot of time till round 3, so stay tuned, you guys. So hopefully round 3 can be maybe a little bit better, but not looking too promising. So, remember how I said pen best deck? Round 4, ended up playing against Sprite. Honestly, that round 3, I was already disappointed in the deck as it was. It was not performing the way I wanted. I did end up taking the win, just barely. Game 1, he just set up a crazy nut board. I could not break through it, so we just went to game 2. Game 2, I did not have the best hands. I kind of passed myself, and we had back and forth going. Like, I literally normal summoned a Morphage Sloth, summoned out Bestials, and I won that way. Game 3, still couldn't set up the board. I miraculously went into Chaos Angel, was able to kind of clear a board with a Zeus and a Sprint, and yeah, like, it was a back and forth struggle, and I somehow won. So I ended up going 2-1, losing to Kashtira. First place was Kashtira, second place was Kashtira, and then third place was a Crystal Beast deck profile, which was really neat. So I think after today, you know, I still hold the mantra, pen best deck. But we'll need to workshop a little bit more with Pendulum to, you know, really be the way I want it to be. But the one good thing that came out of today, I pulled the last Rescue Ace Hydrant I need, which must be a sign that I have to go back and start playing Rescue Ace again. So probably see Rescue Ace here on out. I may play my Marin sets or any one of my other cyber strategies because I love those. But hey, who knows, Duelist? It's the whole part of this game. Keep you on your toes. So if you like the content, like and subscribe. Please share. Honestly, we're doing really great with all these random strategies, and we're hoping to make Rescue Ace one of our random ones that becomes great. So stay tuned, Duelists, and I'll catch you on the next one.